Lakes and J for you. Let's go live.
After a swift 16-0, here we find ourselves as we are going to be moving in towards the second map as things are about to get a little bit more heated between these two teams now because, well, they've actually got to play some Counter-Strike against each other to see who is going to take victory. Jay, what are you feeling? Are you kind of riding that Fury hype now after they got that default win? Are they going to be taking this 1-2-0 as they already begin to start to push up ramp?
I think I'll get into that in a second because the action's going to kick off so early. Look at the CT push in towards ramp. Doomas is going to go down immediately. It's a 5-on-4 as soon as we start with the Fury aggression working out so well. ex-Manatee looking a little bit flustered here. Some are out towards Palace, some are in middle. It looks like it's going to be an A-site split, but there's no utility to use, so they're going to have to rely entirely on the Angels. As here we go, in towards site, trying to get this bomb down. It will be Slap taking it first. Benji comes through, taking a 3-on-4 immediately, but look at this. Bustam's so back. He's back behind the entire T line. He's going to be able to take down Slap to a 3-on-3. The bomb's going to go down and the retake is on, but here come the Angels coming in from short. Barky's going to get Benji, and now 2 left alive from the Manatee side. And look at this, they're going to go pushing onto 1 CT player. The defensive is left entirely away from the site. They'll still get a kill, they will still get one. And look at this, the defuse is coming in immediately. Fury, they know exactly where to be, and now it's going to come all down whether these teams can get this last defuser. It's not going to happen. They will take the last few kills, but it will be a pistol round on the board for Fury.
A really well played round 2. It sets them off with a really strong stint ahead of them as they can now double down with some UMPs. Make sure they prioritize utility here as well, which is a really smart point being brought to the table by them as they ensure they have 3 sets of Molotovs, including all the smokes and flashes to back those up as well, while retaining some SMGs, which are always going to be very, very strong in those close-range engagements. Of course, you always want to back them up with some rifles as well, but no one expect that from Dumsy. A deagle through to smoke, a headshot on Googie. The perfect start into the round for this T-side as Manatee. They're not just going to bend over backwards to try and reform into the way the CT side play. Instead, they're going to be looking to find their own style, something to rejuvenate them in this second round. As on paper, the odds of actually winning this second round as a force-up T-side are pretty damn high.
A great start so far from the ex-Manatee side. That first 1D comes through, takes down 1, and now we're down to 4-5. And look at this, they know exactly where these CTs are starting to play. So now, a bit of a rocky start for ex-Manatee. Now they'll start to really come back into their own. Bustam's still out towards the apps area. So he's going to have to move in and trust if he can take him down. Meanwhile, Slap's also getting himself into the defensive line of the CTs. And just like that, this round goes to the favor of the T side. Very nicely done from them to bring themselves back into it. Yes, that force buy was extremely likely, and they managed to find themselves a lot of good weapons out of it. They saved the 2 AKs into the next round. They buy up 1 more as well. They've got a full rifle setup, and off of a very little amount of investment, you can see how much they spent. $3,700 at maximum isn't a whole lot here. And you also consider that it's only on 1 player. Fury, forced by their own, looks like they're going to try to take a harder force the issue out of the T side here. Deagles, PT-50s, 5.7s, Kevlar helmets. A flashbang is on Bustum, but very unlikely he'll be able to put this into effect because all the T's are heading towards the A site.
Very difficult round as well for Fury to try and make work, of course, as they had to kind of make a decision to engage in this tug of war right now that Manatee are trying to force us in, as they do kind of get themselves as early 1-for-1 picks, but it quickly just actually slides out of control, really. It just becomes a bit of a deep, dark, slippery path that leads to where they find themselves now, 2 versus 4 situation, with the Pan just ripping into the hands of Berkey. It is all on Bustum now, with just a 5.7 handsome Kevlar. Kicks him through. Has a flash as well, but Benji is still able to take his head right off of him, leaving him shoulderless, and most importantly, dead on the floor. 2-1 now for Manatee, coming back nice and strong in this first matchup. Looking good for them. Most importantly as well, I think for Fury here, they've decided just to bow out of this engagement. Wait until they get more money to go up for a buy. Does mean this ex-Manatee lineup will get themselves up to 3, but for Fury, I think that's a worthwhile sacrifice.
Yes, ex-Manatee going to start finding their footing here and just take apart the CT side. This should just be pretty much doing the rounds for this T side, just getting themselves up that 3rd round and just really shutting down Fury. There's not really much going for them, like you said. Don't take the engagement, just get yourself the rifles in round 5. So 3-1 looks to be our scoreline. And let's go back to a point you were mentioning earlier before we got started very quickly into this matchup of where do I lie in terms of the predictions. And I say I am riding the Fury hype train. I'm not sure how I feel about ex-Manatee bowing out of that first map from a default, from not finding their 5 players in time. It kind of, you know, they were talking about it on the desk, you know, like it kind of indicates some sort of issue, probably internal with the Manatee side. Are they taking it seriously? Do they care? And you know, I gotta question it myself. You know, do they care? Are they really that motivated to play this matchup? Are they really that motivated to win against Fury, or was it just some? Oh, maybe I'm just thinking too deep into this, and maybe they're just maybe there was some sort of other issue
I mean,
not even with the team comp. You know.
The long and short of the Manatee stuff is it's been a very complex situation for them, which it's almost like when you try and kind of sum things up on a tweet. I think it's the same sort of circumstance here. Is we just don't have the time to be able to talk through the lengthiness that is the Manatee issues and the problems they have faced, both as a team and kind of with their organization and such. So I think the best thing to do is perhaps to kind of just lay that one to rest and just take this map round by round, see how they play out, because one of their strengths is going to be the fact that they're just going to try and play it out like a plug with some like almost sprinkling of strategy here and there. Is so far both teams are going to lock horns, trading blows and towards this B site. Eventually a drop down does come in from Freeze, get themselves just close to that site, playing around that left side of the pillar as he connects another on towards Berkey, hitting the Fury's team in a very awkward predicament now. Do they dive on towards B or do they wait? Well, it doesn't matter anymore. Stole is going to get naded out of the round. Leaving it all on Googie. Finds one to bring it back to just 2 men left to fight him. But even then, this situation, a 1v2, still makes it even the more harder, as it is now going to get harsher and harsher as the bomb begins to tick away. The smoke still acting as the perfect shroud as he tries to push out, utilizing it to his advantage. But it still won't stop Kreese from just tapping away, leaving him with just bullet holes in that chest of his. It is going to be the 4th for Manatee. Still just 1 for Fury.
Great start from them. You know, they need to get themselves on the board. They need to hit the ground running. They need to take as many rounds as they can. This is their map pick, so they need to make it known because they are already 1-0 down in this series, and they need to take it to map 3 if they want to go ahead and progress to face off in the winners side of this group here. 4-1 so far scoreline. Fury not going to take the engagement once again, just down to basic pistols, 5.7s, P250s, a little bit of Kevlar, so it's going to be a half buy, but so far it's just not proving to be anything of worth. They are going to get 1 kill. Second kill comes in from Savvy, but it's still a 1 versus 3, so damage done at least if he can take down one of the AKs, and that'd be even more so, put ex-Manatee into a bit of a deficit in terms of the investment, but unlikely for a round victory, unlikely he's even going to be able to get that deficit on the board. He's just 1 man in a 1 versus 3, no Kevlar, no utility at all, just holding back towards middle, looking for that last pick, which is likely if ex-Manatee players don't check their corners when moving in towards this middle area to avoid the bomb explosion. But even then, you know, like, I think Kreese just point him out. Yeah, he will take that last kill right there. So 5-1, favor of ex-Manatee. Full max loss bonus for Fury now. Should get them the buyout. AWP coming out. 2 AWPs coming out, actually, from Savvy and Berkey. And the 3 M4s to back it up against the standard full buy. I think this is the single open for AK setup, as we do see standard from these guys. And it looks like, well, the play going to be a split pick style.
I like this from the CT side though. Opting for a double lot setup is one way to really just try and break the flow of the Swedes right now, who are literally just trying to almost become a bit of a rising tide out on towards these sites. Opting for a default here is, you know, certainly the way forward, of course, if you are on that T side, is you want to try and get an idea of Fury and most importantly kind of give up the jig that it is a double op setup. But for both teams here, they've both got 2 very intimate ideas, and I do think I favour Fury in this round if they kind of play their cards right. Berkey, of course, just needs to be patient, look towards short. Doesn't want to give up a step as well, as that will prompt some more rotates to begin to shift around and potentially the call that they needed to work mid. But for now, it is going to be a bit of relaxation. A lot of time left for them to toy with, and no real worry. It is going to be us them to throw a very interesting frag grenade. Has a lot of use in the round, of course, very impactful stuff. It is going to be a little bit more patience. Manatee just looking to lay out that red carpet out on towards that B site, but it isn't going to come in just yet. You can see as well, of course, that AWP in the answer Dipan just looking to find an opportunity out on towards this site. Decides to send Benji in first though, and that's going to be the problem that allows a quick trade to come right back in from the CTs. But then they just fake it out on towards B, really trying to sell all that attention. But Berkey is just doing so much of the sort. Oh, another through the smoke as well to pick up the trifecta in the round, leaving it all on towards a double up setup to bring back a 2 versus 1. Of course, is out on towards the A site, but the bomb is down on B, and that's what counts. Is Dipan now going to be pushing, holding on towards B, but little does he know, there's Savvy in the corner, waiting to take him down.
Yeah, AWP's 2 of them versus 1. Dippin just couldn't find himself the good positioning. He was on the A site when the bomb was on its way towards B. Bit of I guess, discoordination from ex-Manatee. to kind of, I guess they were playing for this pick style play to try and see if they can pull a fake. It looked like there was going to be 3 players heading up towards B site and 2 over towards A, but it looks like they committed a little bit too far to trying to hit both sites at the same time, which I guess kind of messed them up in that case. You know, bomb going down on B and player on the A side. There's not much they could have done there now. It will be execution on towards the A site. Well, a little bit too early, actually. 2 picks do go to the favour to the Manatee side anyway, but now it's all the way up to 1 lone player from the CT side. The takedown 2. Kreese comes in and takes him right back out of the action. 2 versus 1. Once again, Fury trading within inches, and now he'll be pushed away from jungle to the Molotov. He'll still take the jump shot. Takedown. Kreese burning away in the Molotov. 4 HP, and he will just back off. Be forced to back away by Dipper and to take a 6th round for the ex-Manatee side.
You gotta get credit to Solver. He tried so hard with an incredible spray control and kind of transfer in both respects there, and the rest of his team just do not live up to the hype of him performing and then kind of relying on his teammates to then kind of fill his shoes when he eventually gets traded out. But they just kind of didn't really get the job done. It kind of came down to that very odd 1 versus 1 in the Fire and the Flames, which just isn't really good enough if you are on that Fury lineup right now. You can see Manatee, they're playing with kind of not pitch-perfect setups. There is discoordination. There is, at least from what it looks like, not really one coherent voice. So this should be something Fury could try and deal with, but instead they just allow this ex-Manatee lineup just to barrage their way into these sites, take control of mid, take control of underpass, and literally just do all the push with no shoving back.
Not much from Fury to work with in this round. They've got themselves an AK on Bustum, but other than that, pistols, no Kevlar, no real utility for this CT side to really be working with. I think Bustum is just going to fall out and hold on to that AK, which is a smart play, you know, play that close range, take 1 out of the action from the ex-Manatee side, and let them have a 7th round. So far a great start. AK doesn't end up falling, sadly, for the Fury side, but a great start from this T side. It was a little bit rocky with the pistol round, but so far Fury haven't been able to connect rounds together. They've got the odd round here, pistol round, and then 3 rounds ago they got themselves a victory, but right now they're not throwing a whole lot against this ex-Manatee side. It will be pistols once again, double eco for the Fury side. P250's upgrades, 5.7, and Kevlar for Gucci. The flashbang for Stol will be all they have. Sacking on towards the B site, expecting ex-Manatee to come here, and it looks like they've read it pretty correctly. There is 1 going towards underpass Benji. But other than that, you know, just playing alert for the most part, just getting himself mid-control in case his team need to rotate. But they are just going to go ahead and hit on towards the B site instead. And as a result, it's just going to be absolute fire going down the lurker. Let's go trading the exchange. It's a 3 versus 2 now, 2 versus 2 as Dipperan comes around, taking down a play off the top of the boost spot. But Gucci, not much he can do from his angle. Will still come in with the AK, try to see if he can make it work. He has got the Kevlar to work with, but 46 HP. It's going to be very unlikely for him to win as Kreese comes around the right-hand side and picks the 8th back for the ex-Manatee side.
Such a strengthening half still, though. All this terrorist side at this point. 3 in a row off the back of 1, then short in the interim for Fury. But then, of course, just before that, you get 5. And something is not right now if you are kind of on that Fury side. Everything is going your way in terms of the ability to play into their rounds. But then Manatee just able to hit their shots by going for this execute-based play. It's very black and white. Hopefully Fury can clock on to what's going on, but they're running out of time for to really be able to adapt to the play as they sit close ramp like that, which against this sort of team is probably one of the most lethal spots to play. Is sure, you do get the trades, but also give up control. Stol trying to just get himself nested in the corner. It's just another kind of cog in the problem. Because the Pan can now just hold patiently on towards CT, can flip back towards jungle to find himself just another pick, and it's just like clearing off the food at the bottom of the plate at this point. Wipe it clean. This round looking all down to a 1 versus 1.
Slap's still got a bomb on his back as well. He hasn't got the bomb down just yet, so Savy doesn't even really need to go peeking. He will go peeking anyway. It's going to be a massive misplay because Slap knows exactly what to do. And that is spraying at the aim punch, taking control. 2-9 favor of the ex-Manatee side. Fury, no buyback for this round. It looks like it's going to be pretty basic from these guys. Deagles, 5.7s, P2Ks, USPs. A little bit of Kevlar here and there, so a bit of a half buy will come out of these guys anyway, but they're basically going to be looking for that max loss bonus in the next round to try see if they can get some extra rifles on the board. Ex-Manatee, meanwhile, building up economy, working extremely well with what they've got, which is plenty, of course. 2 AWPs, 3 AKs in play. Fury going to take first face and take that first bit of tag damage, but no first kills go to their favor. They're actually wearing ex-Manatee down a little bit here and there, and that's going to be up to, well, a bit of a miscoordinated grenade and some jumping P250 shots coming in from Savy. Kreese and Benji are down. It's 2 versus 5 already. Ex-Manatee falling apart at the worst possible point now. Just the AWPs in play. AK going to get swapped out, but man advantages to Fury. If they can land these deal shots, then it's going to work so well. Stole with 1, and now Slap's last man alive. Bomb's been dropped. They have the information. Tagged up to 1 HP, and Berkey comes in with the final shot to a 3-9 scoreline. Still favor the T side, but a very bad round from the T side.
This is what led me to the idea that Fury definitely have it in them to be able to contest up against these Swedes right now. It's just the way that they're setting themselves up on their CT side just allows them to kind of almost be the polar opposite of what they need to be. I'm trying to think of how to put it into words, but it really it comes across abrasive. I think if it's worded the wrong way, so I'm just gonna try and see if I can rehash the opinion somewhat and get it out there in the open. But it really just come down to the angles, the setups, the positioning being employed. The whole package for Fury meshes nicely into this kind of hug and aggressive playstyle that this T side are playing. If they change it up and try to kind of be a little bit more structured, try to double face things, do flashes for each other, and just play it as much more as a tight unit, that positioning, being smart, begins to almost excel up against these AIM players right now. As they do charge out, the Tech-9s here and there going to begin to greet even further on this site. Berkey does hold the cross, but Slap is there to find the trade. Bustum trading yet again for the CT side to bring it to a 1v2, but this is just another part of the problem, unfortunately, for Fury. Once they get into these rounds, they get to this point, at least Bustum in such a tough predicament. He can play around in towards CT, but how does he deal with this round? He knows full well there are 2 players still standing, of course. He knows they've got utility in the form of 3 flashes. They're not really going to face him wide. You can see Kreese almost baiting the idea that he thought he was, but one of his teammates probably just yelled at him and said, no, just don't face, just relax. He's got to play into you, and the minute he does, Depan is there to find that cross, find that pick, and it'll be a trade aplenty. If that even comes in, as we see there, Depan does land the shot. Another round for Manatee. Another very, very economy breaking point for Fury.
This hasn't been a very good side for Fury. CT as well, not going to prove to be a very comfortable time for them here. So, ex-Manatee once again back in with the full buy. Fury with a force here. AWP, M4s are going to try to take the middle aggression, and ex-Manatee are going to relaunch it so hard. They steal the information as a result. Slap and Benji are going to trade 2 for 1 back to the favor of the ex-Manatee side. In towards short, in towards ladder, and just getting as much map control as they can. Put Fury for as much of a loop as is humanly possible. Gucci comes in, takes down 1 at least, turns it back to a 3-on-3 situation. Tag up damage on Slap and Benji as well is also something to take into account, but it's going to come down to whether Fury can land the shots and take the sprays. Because if ex-Manatee can find them instead, there's going to be, well, easy shutdown with the man advantage flipping back to their favor. 1 minute and 10, so the early part of this round has been a lot of good fighting coming in, mostly from this T side. But now the bomb's going to go down on A. The retake will be coming on through, and a very, very good shot from Savy will take down Slap. Man advantage back towards the Fury side. Low HP players down, however, and the AWP is still in play for Dipperan, who's going to make it now. Guji's down, Barkey and Savy, last 2 alive. Good shot from Savy, isn't it? We're going to be able to connect it. They know where Dipperan is, holding back towards the firebox, and he's just trading AWP shots back and forth between the CTs and the Ts. Time's ticking away as well. There's only 1 player with a defuse kit, and that's going to be Barkey. Gets himself on towards site, gets the smoke out, is going to tap it, look for 1 kill to Benji, and he will take it as well. It's going to be a 4th round on the board for Fury, just in the nick of time as we do approach the last round of the half.
Really trying just to almost apply some slapdash fixes here and there. They played that one smart. They had Savvy, of course, being the insurance policy there just to ensure the frag would definitely come in and the defuse would follow through. And that is the 4th for Fury, a round or potentially even match-saving round. As 11-4 is, even if that happens, still much, much better. And the possibility at a 10-5 is a huge win for them, considering the context of how they got here. Berkey going for a very aggressive play in mid, and a nice little counter to the quick aggression that Manatee are going to go for. The flash, well, doesn't phase him at all. He still holds that angle nice and tightly. He'll get 1, then he should fall back in towards underpass. Meanwhile, Savvy over towards the C side, gets the quick flick on towards ramp. The smoke is bad on mid. The T side gonna try and utilize it somewhat to pull off this cross, but they get away with it. They funnel down through short. There's no one there to stop them. It's gonna be all on Bustum. He's gotta go huge with the UMP. 3 players pushing and finds, oh, so close to find the first. But in fact, just as we always run to the idea that he did, he falls short the par with the Tech-9, inflicting just another decapitating blow, leaving Kreese to fill the position of short. The players holding tightly on site. Flashes plenty going in towards market. Googie, pretty much the only man who could have any sort of impact in this round, as that bomb is ticking away nice and fast. If he dies on short, well, that pretty much seals the deal.
1v2 now as the trades do go to the favour of the T side. One pick come back in for Barkey, but Krios knows exactly where to aim. It takes one single bullet to shut him out of the action. 11-4 scoreline, ex-Manatee. Pulling that off so well, and I think that's more down to a misplay from Fury. They put 3 players on A and 1 in Sniper Nest and only 1 on the B site. They took a huge gamble putting all their main forces on that one site there, on the A site. And it just didn't end up working out well for them. Manatee had a completely different idea in their mind. Headed all the way up towards B site, took the pick, took the man advantage, took themselves a bomb plant and a very easy retake at the end of the day. Fury didn't really stand a chance in that case. Let's see if the T side goes better. They need a pistol round. They need it now. 4-11. Favor of ex-Manatee. Pistol butts coming to be. USPs. Kevlar. No defuse kit. Snap's not going to invest in it. Okay, we'll get themselves out of the armor, but no defuse kit once again. Double flash smoke for Bustum as well for Fury, and it looks like it will be a quick fake in towards middle and B. Before we're going to take that first phase, tags up the first one, 14 HP on Berkey, and now Fury will just head their way in towards the B site immediately, taking some first shots. Diplo's going to attack on that 86, we still take that one kill. Doomsies comes in from the short area, takes down one. Guji and Bustum will trade it back to a 3 versus 3. Slap comes in, 2 nice headshots. Third coming in, no, it will be Savvy. That saves the round for the Fury side. A 3k clutch for him to try and get the bomb down as well. Kreese coming around, looking for that one headshot, and just like he closed out the last half, he will open things up with a headshot of his own. 12 rounds on the board for ex-Manatee.
Already starts to spell the end now for this D side. They have to, of course, go for the force up here. Really just sitting in such a deep and dark spot, unable to pull through even a bomb plant in that round. One of the most simplest requirements of a pistol, really, just being able to get it down so you have that extra economic boost, but it just really isn't coming into play right now for Fury. Navi getting a nice little deagle shot, or at least start to add something to the round and a possibility for this T side. And we talked about this earlier on. We said, thinking of, especially on a map like Mirage, actually getting the second round is a surprisingly often feat. But so far, that statement has been wiped away both times over. And it seems like it is going to be following on through as well as Kreese takes down Googie, leaving it all on Save. And a 1v4, it might be a little bit off the table.
Down 1 kill at least, but at the end of the day, it's not going to do much here. Ex-Manatee standard conversion round will take themselves to 13-4, and so far these guys have been pretty strong. I had my doubts starting things off, but I guess you were right, Flakes. For them, it's just another pug practice now. Only the M4, oh sorry, only the Glocks for Fury going up against M4s, UMPs, MP9s for Masters. For the ex-Manatee side, standard 2-1-2 split, preparing for whatever push that Fury have. 1 flashbang on Bustum. If you can place it right, then it would be worth it to try and shut down the 2 CTs holding down Slight Bend. Kreese is already down to 20 HP as well, but Slap's there. 2k, almost a 3k. Good flashbang, push him out of the action. Benji comes through in 1, and Kreese will get himself 1 kill in the round. Easiest play for ex-Manatee. All down to this rifle round. Fury, they lose this. Then we go to map 3. We go to 1-1, and ex-Manatee will have themselves a way back into this round, into this series here.
It's a tough one, though, no matter what. But you keep on working at it, you refuse to back down, and you can stroll right on through and grab the second map and make the third a reality. That seems to be the case that is currently coming in. Oh, such an easy pick for Sabe there, though, on towards Dippan. Last at least set the wheels in motion for a potential round for Fury. But we saw the way they played that first half. If they play that second half the same sort of way with the same fundamental issues, even getting that first pick in the round, I don't know whether that's quite enough, right? Or quite enough just yet, to phrase it more better, is enough to aid them in a almost guaranteed round. It should just make their life that little bit easier. But you can see Slap going for the aggressive front, and most importantly, info play, knowing there's now a peak going in towards underpass. Pretty much means they know confidently it's going to be an A hit. You can see the rotate beginning to form up on towards short just to support that connector push. Now they're going to kind of send one of their B players away over on towards the A site, or at least closer for that faster rotate. Kreese with the aggressive push really cements that, as now they know it's just an all-in from round.
Yeah, T side pushing in towards the A site. Bomb's going to go down pretty quickly since the CT as well. They've got Creams on the back, so we will be able to shut it down before he gets started. But now Benji's going to come in back for the man advantage. Good flick from Savy, takes him right out of the action. Berkey going to get the aggression onto Slap shutdown as well. And now Dumsy, last man alive, 1 versus 2. Smoke's going to keep him at bay. Molotov's going to push him further back. Then we'll slowly make their way back onto the A site. Control for this T side. A 2 versus 1 for Savy now. Try and see if we can shut this one down. Dumsy just trying to find himself some sort of presence on towards his site. He wants to try and find the cross so he can pick up the kill. He can shut down the T-side players. 10 seconds now. Doomsy's going to take down one, but Berkey, 1 HP, still lands the spray, still picks up the AWP, and still brings Fury back to 5-14.
It's a long journey for them to make, but they say you got to start somewhere, right? It's all about just taking a step and then trying to follow up with a second step, and one by one, eventually, before you know it, you're there, you're at your destination. It doesn't make it impossible for Fury to come back from a 14-5 deficit. It just means it's going to be a bloody long walk. A lot of time certainly to be played with right now for the CT side as well. Breeze playing a nice little off angle one. Was first debut by various different players, but Nori's sent some flashback moments from the likes of Olaf Meister, I believe. Those specific spots, the off angle. Fairly recent as well, Mirage. If that can do too much damage. Same sort of case, of course, by the push coming in towards mid. If that can find a pick, it would certainly hold value for this Fury side. Trying to get that mid-window smoke off as well, of course, just to make sure certain angles are covered. But the real problem is going to be Connector right now. So seriously, as a parasite, they have to deal with. They're refusing to face it. They've got to play an underpass and to be able to take the peak. The smoke is going to be there, acting a bit of a trap, and now Bucky actually deals with it by spraying through. And that's pretty big for them now, as it sets them up to have the ability to push out on towards A if they so choose, by sending a player up in towards window, and as they push window, push Connector at the same time, put a smoke in between triple stack and CT, because that's pretty damn likely where a player is going to be. And then you have your entry onto site. There's your pathway. There's a red carpet. Problem is, you give Benji all this time. Funnel around in Connector allows rotations.
Good one dig from Dipper, and meanwhile turns back to a 3-on-3. Bomb's going to go down unless Benji can shut it down. Just about takes Bustum just after he bets the bomb plant away. Gucci and Savy now last 2 alive for Fury. Still definitely a good retake for the ex-Manatee side. They're taking advantage of every single bit that they can, including the smoke gap on the left-hand side of that connector smoke. Get themselves on towards site. Gucci's still going to take down one, and now the defuse is coming on through. He gets tapped, takes second peek, takes down Dipper for a 3K. He will find it, $1,800 in the bank, and a 6th round barely on the board for Fury. Ex-Manatee, however, looked like they had that one in the bank. Either way, they will be reset back to very basics. Potential force buy. UMP is already out for Doomsy, or for Dumsy, sorry. Dipper and Crease, Flap and Benji. What are they going to get? P250s. Kevlar Deagle as well on Benji. Should be another round here for Fury. Something that will come back through here. Manatee will get themselves aggression towards underpass areas. Molotovs will put them at base. That may have to take that boost very, very quickly, but he's going to get shut down. Berkey takes him out of the action. And Fury will roll their way on towards the middle. Control. Guji gets Dumsy. And just like that, the rest of the ex-Manatee side fall like butterflies. Although Dipperin comes around with 2 nice kills with a P250, gets shut down before he can do anything more than that. And Savy and Guji come in with 2 more kills to bring it back. 3 players staying alive for Fury. 7 rounds, halfway there to tying up with ex-Manatee.
Again, at the start, 3 in a row now for Fury. Looking for their 4th. Ex-Manatee, of course, have a lot to toy with in this round, but a lack of AWP may well be the ingredient that Fury have. Allow them to come out alive on top of this one. They are going to be looking to hit towards this A site. Execute's going to be tested here, but in reality, it seems like they're relying on this fountain effect that's going to come out of Palace. Just a 1 smoke is being thrown. A follow-up flash as well coming in towards ramp. Smoke over on towards jungle, I expect. Ball dropping down, Bustum making this fountain work. Myself going into stairs as well, just to fill the gap that an original smoke in a 3-piece or 4-piece execute would have filled. Benji begins to try and find that trade back. He does find one, of course, but the second looking tough Stole another instantaneous trade, leading Fury down a pretty positive road, one that forces ex-Manatee away, as they desperately need to save these two rifles. Very little HP, they're belittling rounds. Fury, up to 8.
This has been a great T-side from Fury. They've managed to find a way to break the ex-Manatee defensive every single time. The only rounds that they've won in this half so far have just been the pistol conversions. Meanwhile, Fury have come back with 4 rounds in a row, so far they are the leaders of the half. I'm trying to think they can push their way into the leaders of the match, so 14-8, still to the favor of the CT side. Fury building up economy, building up money, but like you'll have to reinvest, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem when you've got players sitting on almost $5,000, $9,000, particularly for Gucci. And, you know, the economy is just sitting right with these guys. It's sitting very, very well for them. Ex-Manatee will try and force buy around the 2 rifles they saved in the last round. PP Bison, 2 CZs out for these guys. And Fury look to try and execute in towards the A site. It's not been a whole lot of executions that have come in from these guys, but they managed to make the pure aggression work. And now we'll see if they can make it work alongside a few smokes and flashbangs. Aggressive angles being held by the ex-Manatee side. 2 players pushing in towards the palace area. This is going to give Fury the perfect opportunity. 2 picks come back to them. Bomb's going to get planted, however. It's a 2-man advantage for the CT side. Berkey going to come in with 2 kills. That comes in the back. Tet's taking that back down. And Kreese gets 1 kill. Dipper and comes through with 1 more pick. And that is going to be map point here for ex-Manatee to go to 3 maps. 15-8 now, favor of the CT side.
Always my concern was the fact that you're just being on 14 rounds is such a big win for ex-Manatee. Whether Fury can try and fight it back or not is besides the point. A single mistake puts them to 15. Another mistake, 16. Game over. Fury now have so much more to do, and the added pressure of being on that 15th round, which, for sure, for a tier 1 team, it may not change much. They may have nerves of steel. But at this level, it can have such a big effect on these players individually. Already losing that first pick in mid. A second follow-up trying to be forced. Boston, unable to land the shots. The smoke acting as, yet again, the perfect covering point for some more aggression from the CT side. A PP Bison, an insulting end to this match.
This is 16-8. This is GG. We're going to map 3. Manatee off the back of a default will come back into their own to close out this map to their advantage. Bombs down. Nothing that Gucci can do. He's getting closed in. The pincers are closing in on him. We'll take down 1 more, but there it is. Dumsy comes in the back. 16-8 favor of the ex-Manatee. So we're going to go to